Hi, Year 3. So we're on to the next step of our Henri Rousseau-inspired toucan composition. At this stage, your mod rock has dried and you're now going to start adding some base colours. So we're not going to be adding individual details yet. We're just going to block in some background colours. So I'm going to start with my sky that's behind my toucan. So I'm first of all adding water. In fact, let's pop that there. I'm adding water into the lid of my watercolour palette. This is going to be where I mix in some colours to create the sky. So I'm going to make a blue. I'm going to start off with a dark blue that's going to it's going to come along the edge here where the toucan's sitting, and then I'm going to just make sure my negative space is filled in. Okay, so this is going to be my background colour up to around this point here. Okay, then I'm going to continue with the blue. Let's make it a little more vibrant. But I'm going to change the hue slightly by adding some white pigment. Okay, so let's mix that in. I'm going to clean my brush. So I'm gradually lightening up the hue in this shade of blue. Okay, and then I'm going to actually fill up the rest of my scene with this lighter blue. What I will do is I will darken this little area below, because at the moment the gradient's not showing up that clearly. So let's fill all this in first. And then, whilst this area is still wet, I'm going to just darken it up slightly. There we go. Okay. There we go. That's better. Now I can see far more clearly a gradient that goes from dark to light. So that's what I'm blocking in for my background. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to think about my trees, and specifically the tree trunks. I'm not doing any leaves just yet. I'm just going to do my tree trunks. So I'm going to use this brown here. And I'm going to mix in a little bit of this kind of orangey brown as well, just to kind of brighten it up a little bit. And then I'm going to try and do a gradient again. So I'm going to paint this shade of the brown on this side of the tree trunk here. Okay. And then I'm going to mix a darker version. I might even add a teensy bit of black, just a teensy bit. And I'm going to have a slightly darker shade of brown over this side. Okay. So I've got two different shades of brown on this tree trunk here, and you can see it makes it just look more interesting. And I'm going to repeat that for the branch that the toucan's sitting on. So the underside of the branch is going to be the darker area. So let's make that darker. Let's go in between his claws. Okay. And then the same with this tree here. This side's going to be the darker side. Okay, and then I'm going to use my lighter brown on this side. Okay, and then similar for this little bit here. Oh, hang on, let's just finish this tree. Okay, and then let's do, so the underside's going to be my darker side. And then let's mix another bit of this in. This side's going to be my lighter side. Okay, right then, so that's my sky and my trees blocked in. What I'm then going to do is in this lower section here, I'm going to mix just a background wash of green. I'm not going to do any details yet. I'm just filling up my background. So let's have this green here. So I never paint over my toucan. I always leave that area unpainted, and it's raised, so it's not too tricky to leave it. So I'm going to fill in. I'm going to fill in this area. It's really light with a background wash of green. There we go. And let's do any little gaps that I've got left. I'm just going to use the green to build that up. Okay, so there we go. And in the next video, I'm going to show you how to do the details on your toucan. All right then, thank you, Year 3. Bye-bye.